Gemini is not what you think it is. At first glance, it is light, playful, social, and endlessly curious. But behind that familiar mask hides a labyrinth of duality, paradox, and shadow that few dare to enter. To truly understand Gemini is to confront the unsettling possibility that one person can live two lives at the same time. A being of both air and fire, order and chaos, charm and manipulation. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal will shake the way you view not only Gemini, but the very fabric of the zodiac itself. Gemini is the sign of the twins, ruled by Mercury, the messenger of the gods. On the surface, this seems harmless. Quick speech, restless curiosity, a mind that never stops moving. But the deeper truth is far more dangerous. Twins are not just siblings, they are mirrors. They are shadows of each other, reflections that cannot exist without opposition. And in that reflection lies the secret of Gemini, the eternal struggle between self and shadow, between what is shown and what is hidden. When you meet a Gemini, you do not meet one person, you meet two. One speaks to you directly, charming you with wit and intelligence. The other watches silently from the shadows, calculating, analyzing, deciding what to reveal and what to conceal. This is why so many call Gemini two-faced. But that is only the surface explanation. The truth is far more unsettling. Gemini is not two-faced. Gemini is two souls inhabiting one body, constantly negotiating which one has control. Think about it. Why do so many Geminis seem like they are one person in the morning and another entirely by night? Why do they seem to live parallel lives, switching masks without hesitation? It is not just inconsistency, it is survival. Gemini is an eternal shapeshifter, adapting to whatever reality demands in the moment. But adaptation has a cost. Every time Gemini changes, another layer of the true self is buried deeper, hidden even from themselves. Let's go back to mythology for a moment. In Greek legend, the twins Castor and Pollux, the original Geminis, were inseparable. Yet one was mortal and the other immortal. Two lives bound together by love, yet divided by fate. This is the riddle of Gemini. The longing to be whole, yet forever split between heaven and earth, body and spirit, truth and deception. To understand Gemini is to understand this ancient wound, the wound of never being fully one. But there is more. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the trickster god. Mercury is not just a messenger. He is a thief, a deceiver, a traveler between worlds. He crosses boundaries others cannot, from Olympus to earth, from life to death, from truth to lies. And so Gemini inherits this dangerous gift, the power to speak in tongues, to weave illusions with words, to slip between realities like water between stones. Have you ever wondered why Gemini can convince you of something they themselves don't even believe? It's because for Gemini, words are not fixed. Words are spells, and truth is just another mask. This is where the danger begins. A Gemini who has mastered their duality can be the most brilliant visionary, an architect of ideas, a storyteller who changes the world. But a Gemini who is lost in their own mirror can become a manipulator, a liar, a restless soul who burns every bridge in search of something they cannot name. The same energy that can liberate can also destroy. This is the shadow side that no one wants to talk about. And here's the paradox that should leave you unsettled. Gemini often doesn't even know which side is real. When you ask them, "Who are you really?" they may pause. Not because they are lying to you, but because they truly don't know. Are they the light-hearted friend always making you laugh? Or are they the dark observer studying the world with icy detachment? The answer is both, and neither. This is why relationships with Gemini can feel like being caught in a storm. One moment they are warm, affectionate, overflowing with words and excitement. The next, they vanish into silence, lost in some internal world you cannot reach. To love a Gemini is to love two people at once, and to wonder which one will wake up beside you tomorrow. But Gemini's power is not only personal, it is cosmic. In astrology, Gemini is the sign that connects heaven and earth through language. It is the bridge between spirit and matter, between thought and form. When a Gemini speaks, they are not just sharing ideas, they are channeling messages from a higher plane. This is why so many Geminis are drawn to writing, teaching, or performance. They are not just communicating, they are translating the untranslatable. And yet, every bridge is also a battlefield. A Gemini's mind is never at rest because it is constantly negotiating between two forces, the desire for freedom and the need for belonging. Freedom demands change, movement, transformation. Belonging demands stability, roots, loyalty. Can one person truly hold both without tearing themselves apart? This is the hidden war inside every Gemini, the war that no one else sees. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how Gemini can step into any group, any culture, any situation, and instantly blend in? They mirror the people around them so well that you start to believe they belong there. But then, just as quickly, they vanish, leaving behind nothing but echoes. Why? Because Gemini does not belong anywhere. They belong everywhere, and that is their curse. This is why so many Geminis feel restless, ungrounded, or even haunted. They are always searching for the other twin, the missing half that will make them whole. Sometimes they find it in a partner, sometimes in an idea, sometimes in a dream. But the search never ends because the truth is too heavy. The missing twin is inside themselves. The twin they abandoned in order to survive. And this is where Gemini's shadow becomes dangerous. When they run from their own reflection, they can become trapped in endless motion. New relationships, new jobs, new identities, always fleeing, never arriving. They convince themselves they are free, but in truth, they are prisoners of the mirror. And if they do not stop, if they do not face the twin within, they risk losing themselves entirely. But here's the secret no one tells you. The same mirror that imprisons Gemini can also set them free. When Gemini dares to face both twins, the light and the shadow, the truth and the lie, something extraordinary happens. They awaken the power of integration. They become more than two. They become whole. And when that happens, their words carry a magic that can heal, inspire, and transform everyone they touch. This is why Gemini is both terrifying and magnificent. They are the paradox of the Zodiac, the riddle that cannot be solved, the mirror that reflects both heaven and hell. To truly know a Gemini is to step into that mirror yourself, to question your own masks, your own shadows, your own hidden twins. And if you think this is the full story, you are wrong, because we have only just opened the first door. The deeper secrets of Gemini, the ones astrologers rarely speak of, the truths that blur the line between fate and free will, are yet to come. And in the next chapter, we will descend even further into the labyrinth of Gemini's soul. What you will discover may unsettle you. It may even change the way you see yourself. So stay with me. The mirror is only beginning to reveal its secrets. You have seen the surface of Gemini's paradox. You have entered the first room of the mirror. But now we must go deeper into the hidden corridors where Gemini hides its most dangerous secrets. In Part 1 Reveal the Twins, Part 2 will show you the shadow behind them. And once you understand this, you will never see Gemini the same way again. Let's begin with something most people refuse to admit. Gemini is terrified of silence. Silence means stillness, and stillness means being confronted with the truth of who they are. That is why their lives are filled with noise, conversations, projects, friendships, endless distractions. To the outside world, it looks like energy, excitement, charisma. But in reality, it is armor. Every word, joke, every restless movement is a shield protecting them from the void within. But the void cannot be escaped forever. When the laughter fades, when the phone is silent, when the lights go out, Gemini faces their greatest fear, the unspoken twin inside their own mind. And it is here that their shadow whispers the most dangerous question of all. Who am I? Some Geminis run from this question their entire lives. They drown themselves in experiences, in people, in masks. Others embrace it, and in doing that become visionaries, mystics, or creators of worlds beyond imagination. The difference lies in whether they fear the mirror or face it. And make no mistake, the mirror is ruthless. It shows everything, the lies told, the betrayals committed, the promises broken. But it also shows the brilliance, the creativity, the infinite potential that only Gemini possesses. Here is the irony. The very trait people criticize Gemini for, their inconsistency, is also their greatest strength. Because to shift between identities, to see the world from two perspectives,